And we are back once again. It is the third race of the season, and a lot of guys are very, very excited for this one in the driver's chat. I can see it already. The qualifying session has concluded just a bit early, and finishing where he finished the week beforehand, he now starts once more in the first position. Led off once again, it is Andrew Cootie in the number 9 machine for Guardian Esports, and he is back out front as we try to get a read on the cameras at the moment. You can see him in the car. Cootie back on the pole position and looking forward to a great night of action. We absolutely are. Let's get into our starting grid for tonight's procedure. Andrew Cootie top of the charts with Sean Rowe in the second position. It is a deficit of 1/100th of a second, deciding the front row of this event. In second, in the second row, to be exact, Ethan DeWeldy in third, and Caden Bailey in position number 4. In fifth, Kyle Freeman in sixth, it is the Brandon Redford machine. And following those two in the fourth row, it's Kenny Reel and Mark Allen Bibbins in a 8th position. Lap is going to put him in the 31.6 range, 31.677. Matthew Fainoff and Max Molina are going to round out the top 10, while Dustin Pickle and Juan Bayo pick up the pieces in 11th and 12th. Then we have James Hartley in 13th and Ross Corlett in the 14th position. And Bryce Hamrick, Ethan Sky, Keegan Clark, Mason Flagard, Xander Prestige, and Joaquin Stewart round out the 20-car field for tonight's event. Let's get on to it once again. It's going to be a great night of action here in Kansas, and we hope that you enjoy it. It's going to be a fun one to watch, that is for certain. And the pace car, it is off, and we are underway in our first lap of pacing, and hopefully the only in Tornado Alley 112.5 at Kansas. As the drivers roll onto the track for the first time tonight, we've got a lot of changes in mind going into tonight's event. The first time using a new set of adapted cameras, and they're going to be providing an even better viewing experience. The same on boards you know and love, but this time we've got a few more track cameras to provide. And of course, they're coming from the best here, trackcams22.com. The place to be for the best cameras as Andrew Cootie leads the field nonetheless. One pace lap before we get on to the show. The Throttle Design sponsorship on the back of the 9 machine. A lot of drivers are very confident going into this one, and the likes of which include Bryce Hamrick in chat saying, I'm here, the 94 machine is a new scheme. It's supposed to be pretty clean, and it looks like it might be following the look of Andrew Cootie. And for the first time tonight, we are green, led by Andrew Cootie. Let's go racing once more. It's the third round of the season. Kyle Freeman confident as well, and he looks to be up front early. He is in the top 5. Starting this one out all the way on the high side there, the 213 Simrad. Dale Earnhardt inspired machine. How about it? Look at him go. And these guys are pushing to the limit already. Juan Bayo in the middle of the pack now. They look to be 4 wide. Back down to 3 wide. Bayo losing a lot of spots. And now we've got 19 cars on the racetrack. He's holding on for dear life now. Well, on the 52 minute watches, we have our first wreck of the night. Bryce Hamrick involved. 2 cars are going to spin. Ethan Sky is involved as well. And most of the field gets away with it. No caution thrown. Let's find out what just happened. Going through the cameras once more. Yellow is out here in Kansas. Instant replay on the matter going to show that Juan Bayo was wiggling up, but he was not involved in it originally. Bryce Hamrick stacks into the wall. Sky drives right through there. And that is the moment, and it looks like the 54 machine did not know what was going on going into the moment. As you could see, the number 58 machine right there on your screen. James Hartley getting into the higher side of the wall, and that's what starts it. Mason Flagard there, Ross Corlett as well as checking on Bryce Hamrick's. Center of the screen now, the 94 machine is, and 3 laps into this 75 lap event, you can see that Hamrick watches as the 58 machine goes into the wall, checks up a bit, and Sky knocks the 24 of Keegan Clark into the 91 of Corlett and gets the 94 of Hamrick in the process. And that's how it goes. They all come up on back into the racetrack. You can see a majority of the field is still going into the first and second turn by this point. And they're all cleaning themselves up, and that's when the caution is thrown. You can see the scoring loops and the caution lights are in effect by that point. And they almost got half a lap through without a yellow. Nonetheless, we're back to yellow flag condition in the 54 machine involved in that one. Not a lot of damage, as the Awesome 48 fan Hunter says, go Ethan. Now Ethan's got to make up a lot of time 4 laps into the 75 lap event. Andrew Cootie, still your race leader. And at 4 laps through, it's Cootie, then Sean Rowe, then Caden Bailey, Ethan Doeldy, and finally in the final spot of the top 5, it's Kyle Freeman. A great show being put on by every single one of these drivers. And of course, Andrew Cootie included, leading the way once more. With Sean Rowe in second, Caden Bailey in third, Ethan Doeldy in fourth, Kyle Freeman in fifth, and Mark Allen Bivens in the 6th spot. Danny Real 7th, Max Molina in 8th, and Brandon Redford in 9th. He's feeling good about his car, saying that number 12 machine is going to be one of the fastest with the undecided racing account, and that is indeed the case. Matthew Fainoff, his teammate, is in 11th at the moment, and actually it appears that one of his teammates is in front of him. It looks to be 7th, 9th, 11th for the guys in the Redford Motorsports crew. Kenny Real leading the way right now, reeling in the leaders. He's in 7th, 4 laps in. We might just see our first pit stop cycle, and it looks like we're not going to. Andrew Cootie electing to stay on the racetrack. No decision. He's going to stay right behind the pace car. Double filing out, it appears some of these guys are getting, and if that was the choose rule, it's going to be Andrew Cootie choosing to go to the inside line with Sean Rowe going up high. And not a lot of time before we get back into this one. And Andrew Cootie back in the first position, looking to go for 3 consecutive victories would be a major accomplishment. He was able to do just that. We're going to find out whether or not he has that capability here tonight. That's 5 out of 75. He's looking good so far. Sean Rowe just behind him. As we continue to wait, Caden Bailey up into the 3rd spot, having a good start, not getting caught up in any of the incidents. Of course, the incident was at the back of the pack, but nonetheless, looking great so far for the driver, the 60 machine. First time we've seen him up front all season long, all the way in the front, as we have shortened our yellow flag period, and we will be getting back to the action in just a moment's time. Here to get back at it once more, the iRacing pace car going to dive in, and Andrew Cootie still going to lead the way. Let's get back into this one now. First restart of the night, it's going to be led off by Cootie. Green flag in the air again. And Andrew Cootie leading the way. We're almost 4 wide for the 2nd spot. Sean Rowe there, as it is 3 now for the 3rd position. Bailey and Mark Allen Bivens in the 5th spot right now. Bivens going to have to settle for that 5th spot. They're double file for the 3rd. These guys are roaring through Kansas now, absolutely the loudest we've heard it all season long. 670 horsepower in the compartment of the engine there, as we saw Sean Rowe's going to get into the wall there. Big one for Doeldy nonetheless. Andrew Cootie still going to lead. Sean Rowe not able to do much as they go 3 for just a moment. Back down to the double file showdown. And now Sean Rowe is clearing away in 2nd, just in front of Doeldy. It's going to be now to the inside line. Caden Bailey for the 4th spot, and now for the 3rd spot. Makes it work out for just a moment. They're side by side nonetheless. How about we watch Mark Allen Bivens' perspective on this battle? See what he sees. Contact. That's for 3rd. It's going to get more intense if they keep racing each other like this. It looks like Doeldy's got the advantage on the corner. He should be able to get it off exit. What's he going to do? He gets it off exit. And Caden Bailey's going to have to settle for 5th. And now dropping back into position number 6, Max Molina has made his way up into the top 5 for the first time tonight. They're looking good so far for the driver, the 45 machine. And the rest of the field going to have to wait for their time in the sun. Led by the driver of the 076 machine for the battle in 4th. But overall, it's Andrew Cootie leading with a dominating charge thus far. He's gaining time with the drivers behind him. Thus far, 9 laps in. And Cody looking great this season. Back-to-back winner. He's looking to make it a three-peat, and if he does that, he might just be a surefire championship contender. It's still very early into the going, but a three-peat so early into the series, so early into the season, will be a statement for every single one of these drivers. They might just have to catch up to him from there on out, as we see a lot of movement in the back of the pack. Let's try to check in on that. It looks like Caden Bailey's going to be involved. We have a lot of shoveling. Let's see what's going on. Double file in the back of the pack, as we stated. This is the battle for 7th position. Kyle Freeman, Season 1 champion, leading the way in this battle. 10 laps through. With a double-digit lap counter already being reached. This race, they're going to make quick work of it at the rate they're going. Side by side, they are almost, as Freeman leads it in this battle over Mason Flagar. Kenny Reel just behind him. They're single file right there, as Caden Bailey is now fighting with Max Molina, trying to gain one of the positions he lost once more. And Molina is on a tear this season, but looks like the results just have not played in his favor. An unfortunate scenario for him, but Max Molina, he is pushing it to the max, as last week saw a great run out of him in the top 5 before he got wrecked in the final few laps. A very unfortunate scenario to be in for any driver. Molina looking to turn it around here tonight, as Weldy's going to almost turn the car around. He's defending, and he's going to get Molina there. Mark Allen Bivens a third, and Max Molina settling right now. He's in 5th. Goes on the high side there, trying to get a run off the driver. The 81 machine looks to get there just a bit. Coming to the stripe, he will have the position that time by, as we got a lot of commotion here. Brentford's gonna get out of it, but it looks like Dustin Pickle does as well. Worst of it's gonna go to the driver of, it looks like, Caden Bailey.
The yellow flag is out.
Axel destroyed. We've got our second yellow of the night. We're gonna try to find out what happened. And that car is killed. Instant replay on the matter. Looks like it gets wiggled off by the driver, the 29 machine in. Kyle Freeman gets in the wall beforehand, hits Kyle Freeman once, twice. By that point, he's the only driver who goes around. Everyone else saves it, but the damage is extreme. And Caden Bailey in the 60 machine, as you can see, you get on his way immediately. But it looks like that car is almost undrivable by that point. And that it is, turns immediately into the wall, compounding the damage. Ethan Skye gets away nicely. Kyle Freeman as well. But not what we want to see out of the driver of Caden Bailey in the 60 machine. Certainly, he's hoping for much better. 14 laps in thus far. As we get back to the yellow flag period, every driver comes around once more. Looking to get back into the swing of things. Sean Rowe going to try to make a slight fake out there, as we still have a few guys coming onto pit road. Looks like one of them will include Keegan Clark. Kyle Freeman going down right now, as the driver of the 28 machine, Mason Flagar, goes down as well. Looks like the number 28 and number 29 will be some of the first drivers to come down onto pit road, and they're following one another into their stalls. And going through the first 2 turns, pace car leading the field once again. 15 laps through. All 15 have been led by the driver, the 9 machine, and Andrew Cootie doing a great job so far. Let's see if he can keep this up. The race, of course, has just begun. He's got a lot of time to keep his car competitive. We'll find out whether or not he's capable of doing so as the race goes on. See, right now, these guys are coming toward the backstretch, already moving through it. Cootie still leads him through nonetheless. Great job by the driver of the 9 machine to keep it consistent so far. No competition just yet. There's still a lot of time to find out whether or not he will have competition as the night goes on. A lot of time to see how it all plays out. And the Guardian Esports machine looking great out front, and the Guardian Esports guys all appear to have a new coat of paint on here in Kansas, and it looks great. As always, for the Guardian guys, they're looking forward to a great campaign within the next week. Actually, within the next day. The 24 hours of Moon Car begin, I believe, tomorrow at 7 Eastern, and that's when things get serious. The best 24-hour race on iRacing. Some might say it's quite the gimmick. Martinsville, at the greatest half-mile track in Virginia, I'd say. Martinsville, Virginia, to be exact. It's one of the best ones, and Martinsville certainly has provided a lot of action. But take Martinsville with the Miatas, and you got a whole new combination. A lot of new challenges to deal with. Guardian Esports made a great run last year. Andrew Cootie was at the helm last year. They were in the podium places coming to the final hours. Unfortunately, they weren't able to wrap that race up, and they fell just out of touch at the tail end of the race. And I would know, I finished 30th in that event. There's a reason some of these guys are on the field driving, and certainly a guy like Andrew Cootie has his reasons. He's a winner, and he's here to prove it once again. Proving it for his team and proving it for his sponsors, such as Rodcar and Throttle Designs. We'll see whether or not he's got what it takes as the night goes on. He's got a lot of great competition to deal with. Mark Allen Bivens and Max Molina. They've made their way back up, 3rd and 4th respectively as it stands. We'll see whether or not they have what it takes to hold on as the race goes on. Let's get back at it. Once more, led by the driver of the 9 machine and Andrew Cootie, who's doing a great job so far. Let's see whether or not he's capable of finishing this job. Green flag is out, 16 laps through. Let's get back to the action. And you can see Andrew Cootie back again with the lead. Sean Rose going to be right behind him, and Max Molina in the 3rd spot, making his way through as well. Mark Allen Bivens in position number 4, and Ethan Weldy in 5th. Roll through, double file for the 3rd position. Back the field, we still have a lot of calamity. It looks to be 3 wide for Justin Hartley, the 58 machine. Hartley going to back out. He's trying to save the car, but he looks to get into the wall, and he's going to be riding the wall. A lot of damage. And Hartley's going to be sent to the back of the pack there. Nothing he can do. Once you're on, you can't get off. And Kenny Reel's gone off the racetrack. Let's check in on him. Still going, but it looks like we are going to have a caution if any driver is severely damaged. We've got another incident there. Juan Bayo going to pull it down to the bottom of the racetrack. 2 consecutive incidents there. Minor does not look like it's going to stop the action. Let's go back to the battle up front. How about we watch? They're 3 wide. It's going to be Caden Bailey going 3 wide there in the middle. 4 wide for just a moment. Yes, they are. Will they save it? Yes, they do. And Bailey is pushing like life depends on it. And Caden Bailey's going to get through for all 4 spots. Bailey in 9th from 13th. Impressive job so far. He's a man on a mission. And now he's pulling right up to Dustin Pickle. Side by side once more. Looking to side by side in the back of the pack. That was a daring move for a driver already involved in an incident. Pickle's going to get moved up to the top of the track. 20 laps in. A lot of calamity in the back of the pack, but Andrew Cootie's keeping it clean and keeping it green. He's doing a great job here tonight, and he's just getting started out front in this event, the Tornado Alley 112.5. And it's been a great one so far. Down to the inside line once more they go. And Max Molina side by side with Mark Allen Bivens. And it looks like it's going to be now Caden Bailey pulling back up into the scene. We're going to have an incident in the back of the pack. Eden Weldy's going to go around big time. Wow! And he's going to be pulled right back onto the track, and we have a caution once more. And he didn't just go around, he went up, he went over, and he went right onto the wall. Is the 81 machine all right? Let's find out. Instant replay on the matter. And checking it once more. Coming down the start-finish line, looks like the Weldy. Oh, he comes right into the 21 machine, and that was a huge hit. And let's take it back one more time. That is an incredible impact. Let's watch it, because you could see instant replay. Coming down to the start-finish line, Weldy goes much further than Pickle, and Pickle shakes him off, sends him into the wall. He does a barrel roll and comes right back down, and Bivens locked onto the wall, can't do anything about it. And the netcode might have saved him there. Does not look like he was registering as a car necessarily. The physics engine might have interpreted him just a bit differently. But Weldy sent up and over, and he slides down onto the apron of the racetrack. That is a killed race car for the 81 machine, the W Energy 213 Simware sponsorship. He's all banged up. 22 laps into this one. Kansas Speedway, proving to be an intense track for wrecks. It's been an intense track, of course, in the real-life circuit. We've seen some brutal incidents down the back straightaway, but the front straightaway seems to be causing quite the With the amount of issues that it looks like right now, Ross Corlett is scored as your race leader. Kyle Freeman in second, and Andrew Cootie is in third, leading the majority of the field down on pit road. And let's see who gets out first. Cootie's got the pole position stall. Will it come into his advantage? We're going to find out, as they are all going to take perhaps 4 tires. Looks like it's going to be 2 for Cootie, and he's going to take 4. It looks like he's much slower. Kyle Freeman's out. Cootie's going to take 4 tires. A lot of guys going to come out. Caden Bailey, Mason Flagar, and Rowe's going to be Cootie out. Max Molina just behind him. Then Brandon Redford, and that appears to be the way it shakes out. It's going to be Ethan Skye coming out as well. Then it's going to be Hartley. Then it's going to be the driver of the 24 machine, and Keegan Clark. Kenny Reed on his way. Brandon Redford on his way. Dustin Pickle. And that's the way the majority of the field is going to shape up. How about that? There's a lot of guys entering turn 3 as we speak. And Max Molina going to roll right by. Cootie does as well. Everyone's catching up to the pace car. We should have a shortened yellow once again. That appears to be the norm here tonight. Let's find out if they stick to it. It's now going to be the driver of the 91 machine, Ross Corlett, going down to the inside line. And Kyle Freeman leads the way. Your Season 1 champion, looking to get one done in the second season. Hasn't been able to do that just yet. We'll find out whether or not he's able to do so for the first time tonight. He might have the pace to do it. Let's find out. We're only going to wait and see for just a few minutes longer. 1 lap to green. And only so much time before the action gets back into motion. Freeman making a great run so far. He's been to the top 5, been around the top 10. Of course, the entire night being within it. But leading for the first time tonight. Let's see what he's got in store for these guys. And surely, he's going to have a lot. What a driver Kyle Freeman has proved to be, winning the championship in quite the clutch scenario. Last season over Alexander Balderas, and something almost unbelievable. With 2 laps to go, he was able to snatch the championship victory from Balderas in a twist of fate almost nobody predicted. But now, Freeman looking to prove that was not a fluke. It's a much bigger series now. Twice the field, week in, week out. And twice the talent, one might say, but Freeman looking to prove that he's one amongst them. Restart once again, 3rd one of the night, here we go, and Freeman's going to get backed up. He's still got the advantage. Sean Rowe down to the inside line. It's going to make it a 3-wide parade for the first position. Now it's going to be Rowe for second as Mason Flagar gets pushed all the way out in front. Molina looking to get it done in style. Last time we saw him win on the channel, it was the IORA Indycar Series. And he got it done in a spectacular 4-wide finish. And the fans were raving about that one. Hopefully, Hermes going to pull it off in style once again. We are already a third of the way through this one. Lap 25 at a 75. Mark Allen Bivens going to be put into the wall. We're going to have yet another caution. Looks to be a single car incident, but we still have one. Yellow flag is out. And Bivens getting back on his way. Let's find out what happened. And 76 machine looks like he just drives up just a bit into Caden Bailey. Overcorrects, as a matter of fact. Takes Bailey with him. And gets spun around as Caden Bailey gets hit just a bit there. The 58 machine going to have to go into the grass as a result. Comes back up on Bayo. Does not hit Juan. But he comes back out nonetheless. And Caden Bailey taking a major impact there. How about that? The 16th place driver of Caden Bailey in the 60 machine, Mark Allen Bivens. His car is all but destroyed as it stands. And 27 laps in, these two are going to go side by side into pit road. And Bivens on the outside of Caden Bailey. Certainly nothing's going to happen here. Looks like they're just obeying the speed limit. No tempers flaring, but the 76 is going to go down to the inside line just a bit earlier, getting service the driver of the number 76 machine's car. Mason Flagar still your leader, and it looks like Andrew Cootie caught up in the mix. Now he's in 10th. The clean air certainly was playing to his benefit. He does not have it anymore. What's he going to do? We're going to find out as Dustin Pickle is just in front of him. And as we have just a bit of time, we are going to make it a little bit of a break. It's going to be Fireball Talks non-stop, and we hope you enjoy the presentation that we have. A few new messages provided by our sponsors and our leagues that we are associated with. We hope you enjoy the brief message. Of course, thank you all for being here tonight. I would hope you enjoy tonight's presentation.
This message is brought to you by the rebrand of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This publication may not be reposted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. NASCAR Camping World Ford F-150. NASCAR Xfinity Ford Mustang. NASCAR Cup Series Next-Gen Ford Mustang. Arca Menards. This has been the publication of the redesign and rebranding of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This message may not be reposted, republicated, or rebroadcasted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. Thank you, and thanks for your time.
And we are going to have to thank Throttle Graphics and Designs for that message. The driver of the 95 machine, usually in this league, not here tonight, but here we go again, led by Flagar. Monster restart. We're back at Kansas. Sean Rowe going down to the inside line there. Looks to try to get the lead at the stripe. Still going to be Flagar's. But Sean Rowe, he's made himself quite the contender. He's going down to the inside line. It looks like now he has the lead. New race leader. It's Sean Rowe in the number 99 machine. Look at him go. He's back in action. Staying all the way back in the top 10. And I have flipped. How about that? Ethan Duelli in 7th. From his flip, and he's already back in winning contention. Looks to be a super pack up here. Sean Rowe leading it, and down to the outside line, or up to the outside line. Now it is going to be Mason Flagar. Max Molina in position number 3. As Molina now goes to the inside line, he is in 2nd. But Sean Rowe has control of the majority of the field. Max Molina, nothing you can do right now. Ethan Sky's in the mix. And watch out, because it looks like for the first time in quite a while, Andrew Cootie is shuffling through. Let's watch on board with Cootie and see how he does it. And Cootie, the dominator of this series so far, is going to tag Ethan Sky. He's going to jump Ethan Sky. Cootie goes into the grass, and we're going to have yet another yellow flag. Looks like lap 32.75. Unless they don't call it that time by, Cootie is out. But it looks like not without a fight. As Bryce Hamrick down and out. James Hartley going to be taking the worst of it. Ethan Sky is in 8th. It looks like the incident has sorted itself out. Surprising. But it looks like everyone is all right that time by. Sky actually getting the better of it. He's still in 8th position. Let's find out what happened. Once again, try to see what made that incident occur. Because it looks like at that point, Andrew Cootie actually was not able to get the dump successfully. Down the inside line, touches Sky. And Ethan Sky actually, as a matter of fact, saves it. And that's incredible. Going for Cootie that time by. A lot of damage to his car, but it will not work out in his favor. Sean Rowe is your leader. Egan Clark is in 2nd. Max Molina in 3rd. Mason Flagar in position number 4. How about that? In the middle of the field is still fighting as hard as ever. Ethan Sky to the high side for the 6th spot. Looks like he's going to get it that time by, but Brandon Redford's in the mix. As Sky taps the wall, going to be just a bit of damage going on to his machine. An impressive job by Ethan Sky so far tonight. Brandon Redford right in front of him though, and Mason Flagar is as well. They're almost going to go 3 wide. They are going to go 3 wide. Ethan Sky is going to go right to the point. And they're fighting once more. Looks like Sky's got the inside line, and that might keep him in the mix for just a bit. But certainly, his car's a little closer to getting out than most of these guys, given the amount of impacts he has taken. He's fighting hard. Kenny Real in fourth in the 22 machine, running a quiet but very, very consistent night, and a great effort by the driver of the 22 machine. Real running all the way in the top 5, and he has been laying low but avoiding all the incidents that we saw one with Andrew Cootie that could have been just in front of it, but now he is all the way out of it. And he's now going to be able to fight with Brandon Redford. Redford seems to have the pace of a lifetime. Early going. Sean Rowe leading by a far away margin. Keegan Clark in second as Max Molina is going to go down into the second spot. As Mark Allen Bivens is going to fight side by side with Dueldy. Dueldy's going to take it 3 wide. Now Bivens is going to take it 3 wide. Andrew Cootie's roaring on through. He's already gotten back into the top 10. Incredible pace. And Cootie is 0.6 of a second faster than the drivers around him. He's going to be able to move back in. He's now within 3 seconds of the race leader. And he's almost the fastest guy on the racetrack. Only 2 drivers appear to be faster than him right now. They are Sean Rowe and Max Molina. Lap 37 to 75. He's chasing back the driver of the 54 and Ethan Skye. Skye made an incredible save last time he had contact with Andrew Cootie. And we've got a stack up. Flagard's going to spin it. That time by, there's no saving it. Yellow flag should be in effect this time, unless they choose not to call it. And it looks like now they're just going for a long run. Single car spin. Nobody's going to be involved besides the driver of 28. And he saves it in style. Let's get an instant replay and find out what happened. And the remainder of the field was able to avoid it. A very impressive job. Everyone's keeping it clean now, as they still fight amidst one another. As Andrew Cootie is picking them off one at a time. Lap 39 of 75, and now Ethan Skye has got a rear end full of Andrew Cootie. Cootie going to go around to the inside line, and Skye side by side. And look at him go. Cootie's going to hold on by just a bit. But they're double file going down the back straightaway. And they're fighting as hard as ever. Now it's going to be Cootie to the inside. He's got in position. That is for 6th. And Dustin Pickle going to barely scrape it off there, but he's still good. As the 8th position driver of Pickle fighting as hard as ever with Ethan Skye in 7th. Cootie gets into the wall there. Ethan Skye's still got a chance. Lap 40 out of 75. And Ethan Skye, in spite of the fact that Cootie got into the wall, appears to be out of the mix by just a bit. Keegan Clark has been passed by Brandon Redford, and Kenny Real is still in the front of this one. He's actually in 3rd now, as Max Molina is chasing down the driver, Sean Rowe. We have a yellow flag out on the racetrack, and it looks to be involving a driver we are not aware of. As a matter of fact, that is not a regular caution. That's a stage break, a stage caution to be exact, and your stage 1 and only winner is Sean Rowe, winning the first stage of the night here in Kansas, the Tornado Alley, 112.5. And how about that for Rowe? First stage win of the season. Getting it done in style in the number 99 machine. Sean Rowe has done it. That's going to be quite a few crucial bonus points as the championship goes on. Max Molina 2nd, and Kenny Real is in 3rd. And the driver of the 99 machine out front, Andrew Cootie's got to rethink his strategy entirely. Not able to keep up with the guys who are in front of him, it appears. Now he's actually fading just a bit. It could be the damage, but of course it could just be the way his car is settling in as the race gets just a bit longer. Now we got one of the Guardian guys going right through. And Sean Rowe going to lead him down onto pit road, it appears, for the first time tonight. Or rather, the second. Sean Rowe leading for the first time, of course, but he's gone down pit road twice to elaborate. As Rowe going to take him in. Let's see who wins the race off pit road. pit lane, it is jam-packed. It's going to be Rowe, Molina, Kenny Rio, Brandon Redford, Andrew Cootie, Keegan Clark, and Ethan Sky leading them all into the pit section. Cootie going to come down to his pole position stall, and unless you're out front, sometimes that stall is a curse as much as it is a blessing. You want to be out front no matter what, but it appears that having a good spot in the upper section while not being all the way last pit stall sometimes plays a part. And now it's going to be Rowe leading the way over Max Molina, and then it's going to be the remainder of the field following through. Kenny Rio, Brandon Redford, Andrew Cootie following the Redford machine, then Dustin Pickle, Ethan DeWelly, Ross Corlett, and Kyle Freeman will be on his way shortly, but Matthew Fainoff going to get the better of the driver of the 2 machine. Sean Rowe, still your race leader. And we've got a few guys coming out. Now it's going to be Freeman and Juan Bayo as Sean Rowe is leading the way here in Kansas. We're going to send it back to our sponsors and once again to the leagues that we work with. Let's get a quick promotion in here for IORA and the Highline Racing League, both live tomorrow at 7:45 Eastern and 9:30 Eastern respectively, and we hope you stop by because they're going to be 2 great streams. You're not going to want to miss the action in both of them. 2 incredible leagues with 2 incredible sets of drivers. Hope you enjoy this brief presentation. Sean Rowe is your race leader. A few drivers continue to pass by. 32 to go. Let's get into it. Fireball Talks nonstop. It's in effect. We'll be right back. That is a message from IORA. We got to thank them for making that one. Unfortunately, it looks like due to time constraints, we will not get the message in from the Highline Racing League just yet, but we hope you stick around for that. We will certainly be presenting it in just a moment's notice. Sean Rowe, 32 laps to go. Let's see whether or not he pulls it off here in Kansas. He's still got a lot of time to do just that. The Tornado Alley 112.5. It's going to be an event you don't want to miss. At the end of it, coming up shortly. Stick around for it. Restart in effect. Sean Rowe going to lead the way. Let's get back at it. Maximilian in second, but he's going to get huge check on by the inside line, and he stays right behind Rowe. Now, Andrew Cootie's in full aggression mode. He's going to take him 3 wide for just a moment. Not going to be able to make it stick thus far. He's got to get through Kenny Rio and Brandon Redford, and he splits the middle. It looks like he's got the pace to do it. Will he get him this time by? It looks like he's not going to get through Rio. He does get through Redford. Impressive there from Andrew Cootie. But he's not done yet. He's in third, looking to chase down the top 2 drivers. And Molina able to keep perfect pace right now. It looks like the 45 machine using all that is in that Toyota Camry to chase another. Rowe's been dominant ever since he got out front, but Andrew Cootie's been dominating this entire season, and he's not ready to back out without a fight. He lost 0.3 of a second that time by in the 3rd position. It was a 33.3 for Sean Rowe, followed by a 33.6 for Andrew Cootie. But he's 0.2 faster that time by on Molina and 0.3 faster on Sean Rowe. He's made up the deficit immediately. It's time for Andrew Cootie to prove what he's got as Max Molina going to go for the first time to be your race leader this season. He's going to go up to the high side. Will he be able to get the momentum as Andrew Cootie is chasing? Molina's going to be able to get it at the stripe unless Sean Rowe does something about it. He will not. New race leader, 29 to go, and we've got 3 guys looking for 1 spot. And now it's going to be to the high side. The Andrew Cootie machine goes. Cootie up there. Now he's going to be chasing down Max Molina. And Andrew Cootie in the 2nd spot, chasing Molina for the first time tonight. Molina is your race leader. Let's watch out more with Cootie, see how he does it. 1 lap car going to be right in front of them. That appears to be the Caden Bailey machine. Or Bryce Hamrick, and it actually appears to be a Bryce Hamrick after further inspection. As Caden Bailey is 16 laps down, but still in the racetrack. And Hamrick is one of Andrew Coody's teammates. Keep that in mind as the race goes on. It could be very, very useful for the driver of the Nine Machine to have his teammate in store, but it looks like he will not need any assistance. Coming down to the stripe once again. Coody's right behind Molina, and he's got him to within 1/10 of a second. Rips the high line once more. Let's see what he's got in store. Ross Corlett going to go right behind Kenny Reel, now right beside Kenny Reel. He's going to go in front as a matter of fact. He gets him that time by just a moment. But Kenny Reel gonna pinch him, and they're far from done battling just behind the race leaders. Coody gonna lead the way nonetheless. Max Molina in second and Sean Rowe in the third spot. They're all fighting as hard as ever. Coody to the inside, 26. Now it's gonna be 25 laps to go here in Kansas in the Tornado Alley, 112.5. Ross Corlett on amazing pace, but Sean Rowe looks to be at his best as well. Faster that time by than Max Molina, and just a bit slower than Andrew Coody as Molina goes down to the inside line. He's really pushing it here in the 45 machine. Last time the 45 won was at Kansas with Bubba Wallace, and the last time Kurt Busch won was at Kansas with this exact car. Bringing it here for some good luck and perhaps a repetition of the fate we saw in the NASCAR Cup Series. Max Molina, he's going to roll the dice and go to the lead once more, fighting as hard as ever. It's like it's Kansas in the spring all over again. 24 to go, and the Jordan number 45 machine leads the way over Coody. And Sean Rowe appears to be blinking just a bit, as they are still fighting hard as ever. Right now, Kenny Reel going to get the worst of Ross Corlett. It looks like actually getting the better of him is Corlett going to get the worst of it. Brandon Redford watching as Dustin Pickle going to go side by side with Ethan Skye for 7th. Ethan Dueldi and Xander Prestige fighting, that is for 9th. As Mark Allen Bivens will have to bring in the top 10 this year, and he's capable of doing so. Max Molina leading on pace here, but it's 3 guys wrapped under a blanket. They're 0.3 of a second separating 3 drivers. Sean Rowe gets into the wall there, but it doesn't halt his momentum. 23 to go, make it 22. And you know what that means. TrackCams22.com's crank it up. The best tracks on the service. Let's get them uninterrupted. Here we go. We hope you enjoy. As you can tell, these guys are fighting as hard as ever. Max Molina holding on to the lead, but it's becoming a 4-car fight. Coody's in the big time. He's going to roll the high line and keep the momentum, but that's going to be just a big lick for the Driving Line machine. And Sean Rowe, he's fighting as hard as ever as well. Kenny Reel down to the inside line. And Max Molina, he's there as well. And now they're all fighting in a single car pack, but it's getting more intense lap after lap. You can't count any one of these guys out of it. As Coody goes up to the high line, it looks like he's going to need a little bit of help here. Using that momentum to his advantage, Molina is looking to have the pace to win it all of a sudden. And Sean Rowe looking to have the pace to get by the Driving Night Machine. Cooley puts himself in the wall once more. He might just need a caution to stay in this one. And they're double file for first and third. But it looks like Max Molina has the defining pace right now. Sean Rowe can get wiggled just a bit. They're still fighting for second. And there appears to be no one better on this track now than the driver of the 45 machine. Rowe was dominant in the second half for the most part. And of course, Andrew Cootie, your pole sitter, had a great early stretch. But the strategy has not played out his way, and he's had to claw back because of it. Kenny Real down to the inside, trying to make this a great night for him. He's going to top Sean Rowe, and they're 3 wide for second for just a moment. And he was not able to make that one stick. A great effort, but not great enough to keep it in there. And they're all coming up on the Bryce Hamrick machine as they speak. Cootie gonna go up to the wall once again. It's a huge straight. He's not getting out of that one. Not in the slightest. Molina's making a major gap now. 16 laps to go. And Cootie is falling back. Brandon Redford in the mix now for the first time tonight. He's up to 4th. Let's see what he can do here. Kenny Real in 2nd for the first time as well. Runner up. The 22 machine is going to try to chase down Max Molina with 15 laps left here in Kansas. And absolutely an underdog performance. Kenny Real stealing the show as of late. But Max Molina, he's going to have something to say about it. For the 22, might have just strategized this one perfectly. And what a night this would be if Kenny Real were able to make it happen. Brandon Redford shoving Sean Rowe there to keep it straight. But Kenny Real has been reeling in the leaders all night long. Started in the top 10, has ran in the top 5 all night long, but in the runner-up spot, very, very late into the going. And for a driver like him, this would mean the world. Max Molina, a veteran in the iRacing oval scene, Andrew Cootie and Sean Rowe, they've raced each other for years, year in, year out, always competitive. And Brandon Redford making himself known, a Final Four contender in this series last season. Cootie's really falling off the charts now. He's got a major amount of damage on that right side. But Kenny Real having a great run. He's within 4/10, and he's gaining just a bit, lap after lap. Andrew Cootie has fallen to 5th as Brandon Redford tagged Sean Rowe big time. Cootie's still going to be able to get 4th that time. And Redford has to back it off. And he's getting a little more aggressive and a little more desperate as the race goes on. It's not working out in his favor. And Molina now has less than a 3/10 of a second advantage over your second place driver in Kenny Real. What a finish this would be if Kenny Real was able to pull this one off. His first victory in this series. And it would come at a time of domination for one. And that one is Andrew Cootie. So far, he's still fighting for 5th, hard as ever. As Bryce Hamrick appears to be lapped this time by. And they're all following now the Bryce Hamrick machine. And the gap between the top 2, it's just about a 1/10 of a second. Kenny Real is now really in this one. Let's watch the world on camera. Looks like he's going to have Max Molina disposed of the lap car for him. And that he will do. A very bright play there by Max Molina, making a very effective use of the lap car as a pickoff. It won't work out all too much. Hamrick going to put it into the wall, and he slides right in front of Kenny Real. And it's all about the mind games here for Max Molina. And you can see how delicate he is on the steering wheel. Every input is slight, and every input is only made as necessary. He seems to have an incredible amount of finesse in that car right now. With 10 laps to go, he's going to need all the expertise he has with all the years of simulation racing he's got under his belt to pull off this victory. Because Kenny Real is coming on as hard as he can. And Real is on a roll. With 10 to go. Sean Rowe 3rd, Brandon Redford 4th, Andrew Cootie is in the 5th position, and Dustin Pickle is right there in front of Ross Corlett for 7th. And now it looks to be for 6th. We got one falling off the order just a bit. Xander Prestige. But that appears to be a timing and scoring area as he is fighting hard as ever. Now in front of Ethan Dueldi and Mark Allen Bivens. 9 laps left to decide this victory. And it could go either way right now. It's Max Molina pulling out just a bit. Kenny Reel pulling out as well. He doesn't appear to have the speed he had before. He's just a bit slower lap after lap.
The
yellow flag's out. That's going to change everything. 8 laps to go. And Ethan Sky's involved in this one. That's for certain. But most damage is going to go to Caden Bailey. That car seems to be destroyed once more. The car running as slow as ever. Let's find out what happened. And Bailey involved in yet another incident. Not a great night for him in terms of avoiding them. Ethan Sky gets into him. They both run right into the wall and pile right into the wall again. The only way to say it is they just went right into it. The outside retainer. As Ethan Sky gets through. Caden Bailey does as well, but they absolutely have destroyed their winning chances on strategy. With the exception of a miracle here. As Molina leads the way. Once again, they're going to come down pit road. This could be the final stop for most of these guys. Some of them might have already made their final stop. We'll see who decides what. And this could change everything. Andrew Cootie might just have his saving grace right in front of him. We'll see whether or not he's able to take it to his advantage. And how about that? Final run on pit road, led by Max Molina. Let's see what he has in store for the field. What's his final strategy? Let's find out. It's the race off pit road at Kansas. One last time. And now it's going to be Andrew Cootie pulling into his pole position stall. As you can see him go right through the Andrew Cootie machinery. Of course, going through his pit stall and going through Sean Rowe as well. Hamrick getting his lap back, and it looks like that will put him on the lead lap as your race leader for now. Molina coming out in first, followed by Kenny Reel, Sean Rowe, and Andrew Cootie's going to get the better of Brandon Redford and Kyle Freeman as well. Then it's going to be Dustin Pickle, Mark Allen Bivens, Matthew Fainoff, Juan Bayo, Ethan DeWeldy, and just beside DeWeldy it is Kyle Freeman, and then Mason Flagar, and then finally the 24 in, of course, Keegan Clark. And that is your race off pit road. And now we have just a bit of time. We'll get our final message in from the Highline Racing League here. Stick around for this finish. You're not going to want to miss it here live on FTN. It's getting better lap after lap. It's the Tornado Alley 112.5. We're going Fireball Talks nonstop for the last time tonight. We hope you enjoy. And this is what it all comes down to one last time, led by Max Molina. It's going to be a four-lap dash. Here we go. It's green once again at Kansas. And the show is back on the road, led by the 45 machine. Sean Rowe in second, but Andrew Cootie's in third. This could be the moment that decides the race. And Kenny Rio going to be fighting hard as ever right now. They're going 3 wide in the middle of the pack. Marco involved as well. They're 3 going into turn 3.
The yellow flag is out.
Yellow's out once again. We're going into overtime. Kyle Freeman involved in that one. And it looks like all is for naught. Let's find out what happened. We got almost a lap through, but now we are in the green-white checkered scenario. The next flag will end it. We make it to the white flag from here on out. And we just joined a bit too late there. Let's rewind it just a bit more and find out what happened. And you see Freeman going to the middle of the racetrack. Matthew Fainoff on top. And Keegan Clark right in front. Clark going to get a little bit of a cutoff there, and he swerves right into Freeman. And actually, it's going to be driver of the 22 machine there who gets really involved. Kenny Reel looked to have gotten in some sort of incident. It looks like he actually wiggled out of the racetrack. Goes back on. The American F on the wall, and Matthew Fainoff. And that's just a hard one to watch. Fainoff had no room to avoid it. Either get hit by the side or get hit by the front. And just no time to make that decision. And he gets pounded in on the front end. That's going to lose quite a few revs a minute. And if he doesn't have a fast repair, that's going to be a almost wasted run up front. And we are back again. 1 lap to green, a short yellow before we get back into the show. And Sean Rowe looking to finish off a race that he's been largely in control of, but Max Molina has taken this one by storm over the past 15 laps. Looks to be no one is faster than him on this short run. Sean Rowe looking to prove him wrong. And Andrew Cootie, your pole sitter, is only 2 spots out of the hot seat. And looking to get back up there for his 3rd win on the season. Will he be able to do so? We will find out. Tonight looks to be the night everyone's giving him a run for his money. And nobody is letting go. Ross Corlett, his teammate, is up to the high line. And it looks like Dustin Pickle is up front as well. The Guardian Esports crew is back out front. But they've got 2 more guys to get through. Molina and Sean Rowe. Molina going to lead the way once again. Let's get back at it. Green flag. It's overtime here in Kansas. And they are at full send now. And Andrew Cootie already down to the inside line there. Max Molina leading the way. He's having a hard charge. What a run there for the driver of the 45 machine. But Cootie's going to get into the wall. Not enough damage to stop him. Now it's going to be Sean Rowe to the inside line. Shuffling in the back of the pack. They're 3 wide. And Cootie getting up to the nose of Rowe. Next flag ends it. We will be able to come to the stripe. Next one's going to decide it. We've got a wreck already. Cootie goes down, and now he goes up to the high line. Big damage, but he's still got the momentum. Molina on the high side. This race is far from over. Andrew Cootie going to try to go to the high side, this time by on Sean Rowe. Rowe's got no momentum on the inside, and Cootie's going to carry it all the way through. Molina, all he's got to do is mirror driving from here on out. It looks to be his 1st win of the season. Getting it done in style. Max Molina wins the Tornado Alley 112.5 at Kansas. What a performance. And Andrew Cootie's dominance, it's been put to an end. Cootie will finish 3rd tonight, and that's his worst finish all season. Molina is an FORL Cup Series race winner. Welcome to the club, Max Molina. And everyone wrecks around him. Congratulations being given. Kenny Reel gonna get right up into him. Dustin Pickle gets beside him as well. And time to burn it down for the first time in the FORL Cup Series for Molina, as he should. And Max Molina on the start-finish line, still revving the engine, it looks like. And he's going to get it done for the first time this season. And for Molina, it absolutely picked up at the tail end of it. That's an incredibly impressive job for the driver of the 45 machine. How about that? And he put on a show here in Kansas. Gonna get him into the interviewing right about now, moving him as we speak. And how about it for Max Molina, trying to get him in as we speak. And it looks to be a bit more of a challenge than we think it should be. But there we have it, the driver of the 45 machine. As we try to keep moving him. There we go. Max Molina, your first win on the season, and how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling amazing! Yes! Dude, that was freaking awesome. Oh my gosh, man. They just got it down in the freaking Air Jordan car, just like Kurt Busch did in real life. And that's what I'm so excited about, man. Kurt Busch was my driver this past season, and you know, the circumstances, you know, with him and, you know, concussions kind of sucks and everything, but oh my gosh, it just makes it a whole lot better just to come back and, you know, get the win in the car and everything, get it done in my first season here, the first rookie, I guess, to win in this season. So oh my gosh, man, it was I was sweating bullets there on the long green flag run there. Kenny was keeping me honest there in the green flag run, and then the caution came out. That was the last thing I wanted to see, and I'm pretty sure you probably pointed that out in the broadcast and everything. But when the caution came out, I was you know, grimacing so much, just to freaking wanted it to go green, and then made the pit stops. Thankfully, didn't lose any positions in there. And, you know, got back to the green white checkers and everything and all the restarts. Just had to get down to a T those last two times. And, you know, I got to give it to Sean Rowe and Cootie for giving me my run for my money there on the green white checkered there, too. It was tight in the last couple of laps there with Sean Rowe and everything. And, you know, man, I was just holding my breath that green white checkered, hoping that I was able to break away and get the win, and we somehow did. And the first half of the race wasn't looking too pretty, and you know, with all the dirty air and everything, just the way you had to save tires behind the car in front. And you know, I felt like I had a pretty good car by the time we got to the end of the first stage, because I got from like 10th to 5th, and then the 4th was gonna have 3rd, and then got into the wall for turn 4 coming to the end of the first stage, and then finished second stage, and you know, led a lot of laps there at the end. And you know, couldn't be more proud of this 45 Toyota Camry owned by PBR and Zach Todriff. You know, it's really special getting to win in this car at this track.
Absolutely. What a performance you put on here, and looks like from the halfway point you were able to steal the show sort of with Sean Rowe, and of course Kenny Real got to at the end. Was there any doubt in your mind going through the final few laps, because it looked like it was an all-out battle to the end, no matter who was going to be up front?
I mean, you know, clean air is just going to be the factor of who won this race. Me and Sean Rowe were talking about it by the time, you know, the first stage ended, and that's what mattered at the end too, is just getting that clean air and, you know, working the lanes, basically like Talladega or Daytona, working the lanes, you know, giving the inside lane or whoever the draft on the straightaways, and then giving the other guy dirty air in the corner. You know, it's just the dynamics of this racetrack and this race car. It's just, you know, it's just something that you gotta get accustomed to really quick, and you gotta learn really quick at this car. And you know, just glad I was able to wrap it up there towards the end. Like I said, they were pressuring me a lot at the end there, and you know, it's just really good to get the win here.
And it looks like you appear to be one of the quickest learners getting it done in your rookie season. How are you feeling going into the remainder of this season? Because, of course, Kansas here tonight, and we've got the rest of the way to go. A lot of time to perhaps put yourself in the championship race. What's the game plan going forward?
The game plan is just making all the races, getting solid finishes, you know, getting as many points as I can in the stages. That'll help me out in the playoffs and everything. And, you know, it's just all about getting all those points and good finishes to get yourself in the best position possible going in through the rounds in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Getting it done in style here tonight, Max Molina. He's put himself in the conversation, the first to beat Andrew Cootie this season. How about that in the Kurt Busch tribute here at Kansas? What a fitting way to do it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for streaming, and thank you for broadcasting.
Absolutely, and how about that? Let's get on to our second place interviewer of Sean Rowe. Let's get him in the booth right now because the driver of that 99 machine put on quite the show as well. And how about it? Impressive there for Rowe. And it looks like runner-up here tonight. How are you feeling after that?
I feel pretty good. Only my second start, and I brought home P2 and led some laps.
Absolutely. Coming back from last week at the Circuit of the Americas, and this time you looked about as competitive, if not even more so, and it looks like at the tail end of it you were up there all the way, but it looks like at the end of it Max was able to get it done. How was it going through those final 20-30 laps?
Well, in the late long run, my car really fell off, and I was struggling, and so I was very happy to see a caution, and on the restarts, it kind of just seemed like whoever was leading was able to get a big jump, and it was kind of hard to catch up because on the short runs, it's very single groove, but once the tires wear out, you can find places to make up speed, and you're able to see a lot of moves in that long run. And near the end, I got a push from Cootie on the last lap, and I thought I could have a shot, and then just going into one, I expected Max to go low. And so I tried to bait him and go high, but he didn't go low, so I had to pull a late move, and that kind of messed it up. But I wasn't going to send him into the final corner or anything, and I don't know if I was even close enough to do it, but he deserved it. He ran an excellent race, and hopefully next week I can get it, or hopefully anyone from PBR can get it, and let's just keep on doing it.
Absolutely going to go back at it next week once again, and looking strong so far. 2 starts in, and looking forward to what I believe will be a rookie campaign, even though you were not able to make the first start of the season. How's it like going through the remainder of this season, and what's the game plan to keep running as competitively as you have?
Yeah, really just looking for consistency. I missed that first race because Zachary Todger, owner of PBR, he didn't load the car on the truck, so we pulled up to Daytona. It just wasn't there, and so I missed that one. And I feel like if I'm consistent enough, I can make up for the points that I didn't get in that first race, and I think I can have a shot at it. Possibly get Rookie of the Year. I feel like me and Max are going to have a good battle. And I think if I just stay focused, try not to get too hot in the head, like right in this race, many things could have happened where I got mad, I got shoved a little bit, and I just try to stay cool, and I think that'll help me through the season and get me more wins.
Absolutely. Sean Rowe, runner-up here tonight, looking forward to keeping it competitive and going for that Rookie of the Year title, if not the title overall. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
And there we have it. There's Sean Rowe in the 99 machine. How about we check in on the 9 machine of Andrew Cootie, 3rd place tonight, and it looks like you had the dominating car for the first half, but it wasn't able to come together toward the tail end. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm glad I was able to actually get it through. I'm currently in NR. I literally we just started the race for NR at Talladega, and but yeah, I'm glad I was able to finish it and I actually get points because I didn't think I was going to be able to. Oh, they're wrecking. Oh Jesus, they're coming back on top. But yeah, I feel good going into Auto Club. I need to practice a little more. Auto Club's a little more difficult for me. I'm not as good there. So, but yeah, I'm just happy that the Guardian Esports, they're wrecking even more. I'm just happy that the Guardian Esports boys were able to get a good finish, and we'll go into Auto Club with hopefully a good points gap. And but yeah.
Absolutely, and it looks like you're already racing once again, so we're going to keep it brief. Any final thoughts?
We just got a yellow, so you got some time. Honestly, we're just happy that we were able to get decent finishes. Ross finished 4th. I don't know where Bryson Dustin finished. I know Bryce was having problems the entire night. Where did Dustin finish? Dustin finished 8th. Bryce finished 15th. Yeah, it's not bad. We'll go on to Auto Club with hopefully a little more speed, and yeah, we'll hopefully get it there.
Absolutely looking for the third victory on the season. Do you think if, of course, when we get down there, you'll have the speed to do it? You'll be able to get it done? Of course, Kansas, very, very clean air dependent, but will we see that next week?
If you save your tires, yeah, if I save my tires, I'll be up there.
Well, how about that?
It's very hard to figure that out there. Because you got to run different lanes and got to pick specific lanes. So, yeah.
And absolutely, we've gone through 3 different types of tracks this season, and you've ran well at all of them. Looking forward to seeing you in that 4th type, going for the 3rd win on the year. It's Andrew Cootie getting it done in 3rd here tonight. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, of course.
And how about that? That's going to wrap up your podium procedure. And Andrew Cootie is already racing in NR Night in America. And how about that? He already got out of the car and now he's in yet another. Very impressive to see him going back at it. And when you're as involved with sim racing as some of these guys are, you just keep racing at every opportunity. And that's something that can be admired by some of the best on this field. Andrew Cootie is absolutely one of the best. Freeman Racing Network saying, let's go Molina, and absolutely, Max Molina, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and you can see it in his interview. He's very excited, and rightfully so, and what a performance put on by the driver of the 45 machine. In the same car as Kurt Busch, he gets it done at Kansas, like the driver of the 45 in the NASCAR Cup Series did, with Sean Rowe in the runner-up position, and Andrew Cootie posted rounding at the top 3 in the 3rd spot. Ross Corlett and Ethan Duelli round out the top 5 with Mason Flagar, Mark Allen Bivens, Dustin Pickle, Kyle Freeman, and Kenny Briel in the 10th spot to conclude this event. Then, with the remainder of the field following, it's Keegan Clark in 11th, Matthew Fainoff in 12th, Brandon Redford in 13th, Xander Prestige in 14th, Bryce Hamrick 15th, Ethan Skye in 16th, Juan Bayo in position number 17, and Caden Bailey was still on the racetrack 16 laps down, the final driver to roll to the finish. James Hartley and Joaquin Stewart are your only retirements on this event. And that's going to leave you with 18 cars finishing this one and 16 on the lead lap. Thank you all for stopping by tonight. What a performance put on by Max Molina. And we look forward to a remainder of these guys coming back tomorrow in the IORA Cup Series. Quite the driver overlap, and it increases every passing day. All these guys, great drivers involving themselves with one another. And tomorrow, the IORA Cup Series heads to Bristol. It's going to be a race you're not going to want to forget, and it's going to be the North Wilkesboro event in the Highline Racing League coming right after. Both of those will be streamed live on this channel, so stay right here, put the notification bell on, like, subscribe, do whatever. We hope to have you back. Every single one of you means the world to us, and we hope that we have you watching our streams in the future. We'll be back in due time, and that due time will be tomorrow at 7:45 Eastern Seaboard Time. And we hope you enjoy this presentation, and we hope you will enjoy our next. Thank you all, and we hope you have a great night.